Welcome back to DeRo and the Diehard. I'm your co-host, Ben Botelho. With me, of course, the legendary Dwayne Rosario. DeRo.
What's up?
We're starting off the gate, man.
Oh, man, exciting. I told you, man. September, October, November, all things start to get heated
It's
up.
the best part of the season.
Champions League, MLS winding down to playoffs. Teams are fighting for playoff position.
Perfect.
Oh, man, leagues are underway.
It's the best. It's the best.
Love it.
And, well, you know what? This week we had an amazing week of football, midweek matches, cup games, La Liga, but the main attraction, the Ballon d'Or, the revered ceremony of the most treasured trophy in all of the football world a player can receive. We talked about it last week in our Onside or On Point, but there is so much to get into this week. And I think the best way to start it off is, of course, as we all know, it was Mane Dembele won the Ballon d'Or on Monday night. Well-deserved. I mean, his accolades for PSG this season, we'll get into that, but that is the 8th time a French player has won a Ballon d'Or. That ties the record that, of course, is set by Argentina with Lionel Messi. But besides the point, we'll get into the ranking, but something I'm going to start off with here might be on the negative side. A quote from Lamine Yamal's father. I think this is the biggest, I won't say theft, but moral damage done to a human being, because I believe Lamine Yamal is the best player in the world by far, by a huge margin. It's not because he's my son, but because he's the best player in the world, and I believe there are no rivals. Lamine is Lamine Yamal. Something very strange has happened here. Next year, there will be a Spanish Ballon d'Or winner. How do you feel about that? Right out of the gate.
Sounds like a dad. Sounds like most
But he's
dads.
not saying it because
sounds like
he's his
most
dad.
dads in Toronto or Canada that sons play soccer.
But he said he's not saying it because he's dad. He's not saying it.
It's dad. This is dad. Like, come on. You're the by far the best player in the world.
Give it a break.
Come on. Like,
Give it a
relax,
rest.
bro. Pump your brakes. Just say, hey, you know what? For my son to be even in the conversation of one of the best players in the world, it's an honor.
Yeah.
I'm honored to be here amongst such greats and such legends. I'm honored to be a part of this environment. It's amazing to see as a father your son excel such high in this game of sport that he loved. I'm happy for him. There's so much things you could say, but why do you gotta say this?
It's ridiculous. Right away, he's questioning the voters. He's bringing up a conspiracy. He's disregarding Dembele's achievements, and he's making his son look bad. That's my opinion on this.
Yeah, it doesn't shine a good light on the situation, especially some of the controversy that Yamal's been in, right? And you come out of the gates and you say something like that. It's not needed. You know, again, he's 17, 18 years old. He's got so much potential. We all know he's a world-class player at such a tender age. We all know what he brings to the world of football, the excitement. He's in the conversation. He's not even in the conversation. He's number 2.
He was unbelievable at 17 years old. He has a Euro title under him already. Mm-hmm. Why are we going down this route? I mean,
I don't know.
First of all, he's 18 years old. He's got minimum 12 more years. God bless, hopefully, but he's got a minimum of 12 more years to go on the top of the world stage. He's going to get a Ballon d'Or.
And the bottom line is, at the end of the day, Barca didn't deliver. And Spain lost to Portugal. Those are major hits.
I
right?
think so, yeah.
I mean, because you got to take everything into consideration, like we spoke about last year with Rooney and Mike Owen. You know, it's more, yes, it's more than individual honors. It's more than just trophies. You got to encompass everything.
Yes.
And when you encompass everything, hats off. Dembele, for me, 100%.
Yeah,
There's no argument.
We'll move on to there. You know, Dembele wins the Ballon d'Or. It's his first, and I love his story. I mean,
amazing.
We can talk. This is a guy who was looked past. He started off his career as an amazing young talent for Borussia, as many do in that system. He's bought by Barcelona for 145 million euros. Never really delivers. You know, we all knew the talent he had. His managers knew. And then he gets the move to PSG and he shines under Luis Enrique. Top scorer in League One.
Different position as well. At Barca. He played on the wing and Luis brought him in and said, you know what, let me try you up top. And I think since he's made that
Perfect.
move, man,
Perfect.
he's shining.
So, he goes there and changes system, changes position. And I think, at the moment, Luis Enrique, he won the award. He's the best manager in world football. So players are going to flourish under him. And in a team that, honestly, for me, brought the joy back of football in terms of just this constant attacking play, this fluidity, this ability to let players be themselves and take on people. And with wingers like Kvaratskhelia, with players like Dembele, it was a beautiful to watch. But Dembele's awards, top scorer, League One.
Yeah,
MVP
let's name them
League
off.
One.
Let's name them off, guys. Hey, why now? For all you doubters out there that are questioning why Dembele won the award, go on, Ben. Let's name them off.
It was Mane Dembele, top scorer League One, MVP League One, League One title, French Cup, Super Cup, Champions League winner. And on top of that, like you said, the trophies are one thing, but when you watch him with your eyes, it's a completely separate thing. He dazzles on the pitch. And his accolades extend past that. He had a goal and an assist in every single Champions League game after the round of 16. You want to talk clutch. That includes 2 assists in the final. He was wonderful to watch.
Yeah, and not to mention second place in World Cup.
Club World Cup, yeah.
Yeah. I don't care what anybody says. PSG was a different team before Dembele joined the fold in the sense of the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
The first few games, Dembele was on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden he came on the field, and then they're in the finals.
He is... in a team that has, we got to give credit where credit's due. PSG had, I think, 4 players in the top 10 of the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
We're talking all parts of the pitch.
Rightfully so.
Nuno Mendes, Gianluigi Donnarumma, Vitinha, who was top 3, brilliant player, and then Dembele. And for a guy on a team with so many catalysts, so many different stars and superstars and driving forces in their own right, without him, their season isn't going the same way as it did.
Yeah, and listen, it's as you mentioned, they won the treble, they won everything there was to win.
Yeah.
They didn't win the Club World Cup. I think that would have been the icing on
it might have been a little too much.
Yeah, it would have been. But the fact that they were in the finals, they were still there, and they were a very exciting team to watch, and that's gonna happen when you have a team that's so successful. You're not successful just because of one player, even though Dembele, as you made clear, played a massive role in them getting there. But they're there because every player on that team stepped up.
Yep.
Right,
Yep.
and the coach did his job, and he made everyone believe into what his system. They all bought into it, and that's why they have all these players a part of the top 11 in the world.
Yeah, and I think it's such a testament, like you said, to expand on that, to Luis Enrique.
Mm-hmm.
This team,
what a manager,
from the very beginning of the Champions League campaign, which is, to be fair, when we're mostly watching teams like PSG, they were, from the get-go, despite a few losses, such a fun team to watch. Such a beautiful style of football, such a team game. And it felt like every game, like João Neves gets on the ball, Vitinha's on the ball, Dembele's on the ball, Kvaradskhelia on the ball. And it was a beautiful style to watch. And quite frankly, this team, their average age, what is it, like 25, 24?
Look out.
They're going to be here for a while. And what Luis Enrique did is he let these guys be themselves, and he let them have the individuality that, we kind of see is missing a little bit now. In styles of play that, for better or for worse, Pep brings in this beautiful game, and he brings in this tiki-taka style, but it's a very machinist sort of style now with City. And I think it was so refreshing to see PSG players just be themselves and really give us the joy of the game back. And, to your point you said a while ago about the Ballon d'Or, it's not just trophies. It's not just goals. It's not just numbers. You're absolutely right. It's how the player makes you feel. Mm-hmm. And every time I watched Dembele this season, my eyes were glued to the screen, and he made me feel a profound love he reminded you why you love the game. And that's, if that ain't a Ballon d'Or winner, then I don't know what
Yeah,
is.
for sure. And I think when you have a team with so much stars and you have a player like that come on the field and you can see all their players, their game elevates.
Yeah,
when they're a different team with him off the field.
Totally.
When he's on the field, it's a different PSG. It's a PSG that's confident. It's a PSG that, you know what, feel that they could win at any given time. So Ousmane Dembele, congratulations. Well-deserved. Ballon d'Or. Ballon d'Or, man. Well done. Congratulations. You enter into a realm of world-class superstars. You're a superstar yourself. You're world-class in your own right. And France, wow. Doing it again. French players doing it up again. You join a great list of players from France that have won the Ballon d'Or. So congrats to you, buddy.
Transcendent talent. Let's get a little bit into the top 15 ranking, because there were some names here that I wanted to go over with you and see where you think they should have ranked or if it was appropriate. So obviously we know about Ousmane Dembele and Lamine Yamal going 1 and 2. Number 3 was Vitinha. Number 4, our first stopping point, Mohamed Salah. Now, I'm not going to keep this under wraps. I've never been a Liverpool fan, and I've never been a Salah fan. But we have to recognize...
Why not?
I didn't like their team. It stems back from 2018. I didn't like the arrogance. I didn't like the media jumping all over them all the time, loving them off, saying they're going to win everything, and then just for them to go into a Champions League final and get smoked by Madrid. And I don't care if Karius was injured. I don't give
a final, though.
I don't give a damn. Yeah, you're right. But my point being...
Salah had a big part to play in that.
My point being... my point being is I don't want to diminish what he did, right? Like, he's a world-class player, and he's been that way for...
Yeah.
Damn, man, 7 years.
Mm-hmm. Consistent.
Is this the last time he's going to have a good chance at getting this award? Because it's been year in and year out, and he has put up quite incredible numbers that are comparable to Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar back in the day, and he hasn't, for what it feels like. He has seasons, DeRo, where he has put up numbers. And I'm not saying...
Neymar you can say, but not Messi and Ronaldo.
Well, not like he...
Pause.
Listen, he...
Pause. Maybe 1 year. 1 year.
His numbers this past year, if I can find them, were something like 41 goals and 25 assists. He had 32 goals and 25 assists in the Premier League this season. That is...
Yeah, fair enough.
In a league campaign, it doesn't... How can it get better than that? Mm-hmm. So one of my questions for you today is, how many times does he have to do this to even, get close to the award, to even be in contention, be in that, we're thinking Salah's going to get... Because, as much as I don't like Liverpool and I'm not a big Salah fan, I feel for him. Mm-hmm. This is a guy who's been there in the scene for 7 years, and he's always been in the conversation, but it always seems like there's just somebody that a little bit better than him, who does a little bit more, who won a little bit more trophies. And, I don't know. What does he have to do, this guy, to get recognition?
The poor Egyptian king, man.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want me to say? He's world-class, 100%. Mm-hmm. Not take anything away from him. He's obviously come at a time where, trophies do matter, though.
They do.
Like,
they do.
At the end of the day, it's a big part of it, right? So if you're not winning locally, you're not winning internationally, it does come into consideration, even though I think he's done an amazing job for Liverpool. He's done a fantastic job for Egypt. It's one of those things that, other guys came in and performed at every level, and they helped their clubs win, right? They did enough to push their club past opposition, right? And has he done that? Of course, you can say in certain instances he's done that. Has he done it consistently? I think that's where,
compared to the other guys, I guess, is a little bit less,
right?
And
right.
So excuse me, the 35 and 25 was somebody else we're going to talk about next. Mohamed Salah was 29 goals and 18 assists in the league, mm-hmm. which is still, it's amazing.
No, I mean, come on.
And they won the title that year, and I don't know. I think part of it is him being unlucky. He's been competing for Ballon d'Ors, or he's been that good. I think, Modric won it in a year where Ronaldo and Messi were also top three, and then it was Messi, and then Haaland was there and Lewandowski was there. And so I think part of it is him being unlucky when other players are having strong seasons. And part of it is just, I don't know, is it him not being consistent? Is it people don't vote for the Premier League star? Is it his team not having European success? Because we can look at this past season and his numbers are great, but who did they lose to in the Champions League? That'd be PSG. Mm-hmm. That'd be Dembele. Next name on the list, ranking 5th. All right, Rafinha. Now you know Barca. Mm-hmm. 34 goals and 25 assists. Led the UCL in scoring. Was brilliant for them. I mean, and I'm talking. Not only was he brilliant producing goals and assists, or stats as you call them, he was brilliant to watch. He was just the same as Dembele and Lamine Yamal. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are saying that he should have been ahead of Lamine Yamal. He should have been second. He should have won the Ballon d'Or, and that is, I've been seeing that all over this week on social media. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it could be argued that he should be ahead of Lamal. I think you have an argument there for sure. Ahead of Dembele, I don't think you have.
I don't think so either.
I don't think anyone could argue that.
No, I think this was I
had an argument with my kids. Well, a reasoning with my kids, a little debate, I should say, not argument, but a debate with them when Dad, do you see Dembele winning? Like, come on. I'm like, what? Like, look, the stats don't lie.
Look at what he won.
Look at what he's won. Barca didn't really win much. Brazil has been struggling.
Yes.
In the qualifiers. Just recently, they've started to pick up steam.
Yep.
But before these votings and stuff happened, there a time where Brazil was on the cusp, right? And again, it's not because of just him, but he has that potential to really lift that team. I mean, you look at how much stars Brazil has, right?
Yeah.
But was he doing the business for Brazil?
I think so. I mean, for me, and I got to be honest, we'd have to check the stats for Brazil. I'm sure he was there, but for me, he is now the guy for Brazil over Vinny.
Oh, for sure.
Without a doubt.
For sure.
I think given recent performances, I think given attitude-wise as well, I think for me, if Brazil want to make that turn that you were talking about, it's Rafinha with the armband. Yeah. It's Rafinha leading the line. It's Rafinha scoring the meaningful goal. Mm-hmm. It's Rafinha taking the penalty. And there's a time where it was Vinicius.
Listen, Rafi plays with a contagious energy that if he's on your team, you have to be inspired by him.
Yeah.
He just is relentless. His work rate is relentless. His attitude is a diehard attitude. He's the player that you want on your team.
Hell yeah.
What I've seen him do at Barca and the way he's lifted and elevated, even Lamal's game, you watch him and you're inspired. You cannot not be inspired watching that guy perform. He is 100% for 90 minutes.
Totally agree. And I think people, in this voting, generally, people were like, they loved the idea of Lamine Yamal but they loved the idea of what he was going to become. And they overlooked the fact that they have a bona fide world-class superstar in Rafinha on their team. Mm-hmm. And they want, Lamine Yamal, the stardom, the star boy, taking the number 10. There's a draw there. Of course. Yeah. And of course it's an appropriate draw because he is world class, but you have a player in Rafinha who has everything to back it up. Yeah. The numbers, the playing style, the leadership. I have no doubt that come next year, Rafinha will be the captain of Brazil.
Yeah. Not fifth.
I think he's higher.
Yeah.
That's my take. I think so. We go down a little down the list here. We have 5 PSG players in the top 5. That includes Achraf Hakimi. Cole Palmer was a bit of a talking point. I think, he is a very, very good player, but I don't know.
Club World
Cup, I guess, weighed heavily, and he had that 4 goals in one game. So there's that conversation. My next stopping point was Gianluigi Donnarumma. Oh my good gracious! He's one of the best goalies I've ever laid my eyes upon, and I think you know what? It's as an Italian person myself, God, do I love seeing a world-class Italian goalie. Right? It just makes sense, especially when he's named Gianluigi.
Bravo.
Grande, Gio, grande. But the saves he made last year for PSG, he kept them in games.
Oh,
he won them games. And I love a goalkeeper getting recognition in the top 10. I love seeing it. He won the Yashin Award as well. this is a perfect ranking because he was that important to this team. He was that important.
100%. And what I love about him too is attitude, man.
Oh, he's so awesome.
He's always positive. He's
calm.
So relaxed. Calm. He just owns that 18-yard box.
Oh yeah. And he's big boy.
Good with it, but I was just gonna say he's big boy, but he's good with his feet. What a player, man.
Yeah, quick.
Good to see him make this list for sure. I know sometimes goalies get overlooked, so for him to be a part of this list, well done to the voting association for making sure that he makes this list. Because if he wasn't on this list, you would hear from us.
You would hear right from us. Downtown
sure.
Toronto, there'd be a complaint.
No, but it's true. You don't see a lot of goalkeepers.
No.
And who knows? That might be a fun fact. Is there any goalkeeper that has won Ballon d'Or?
His name was Leviashin.
Oh, there is.
Back in the 60s, that's who the best goalie of the year award is named after. That's the Yashin trophy. So the last time somebody won the Ballon d'Or for a goalie was in the 60s. You have to fact check me on that, but
really
old goalie, like we're talking 80 years ago now, or 60 years ago.
Unfortunately, Italy, no bene.
No.
It's a tough one.
like we discussed earlier. He's still a world-class player.
Yeah. For PSG, but for Italy, it's a little different conversation.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to the next one.
And my final stopping point was a lot of people had a big issue with this. Pedri at 11.
Yeah,
and
I can see it.
Pedri is, I think him and Vitinha are the best midfielders in the world. I think Pedri's been good for longer.
But that takes out
what?
Lamal. If you say they're the best midfielders in the world, where does that put
Lamal's
Yamal?
a winger.
Huh?
Yamal's
he's
a
a midfielder, though.
No, he's a winger. Come on. He's a winger.
What, winger / midfield winger?
He's a winger. He is a what? Last week we had a 7 or an 11 we were talking about.
Uh-huh.
He's one of those. He's not a midfielder. He's not a 10.
No, I'm not saying he's a 10, but Yamal is a midfielder. Would you put him as a forward?
Absolutely. He's a winger. What are we talking about the same game here? What Barca play a 4-3-3. 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, 3 forwards. Yamal's in the front 3. He's on the right wing.
Fair enough.
You think so?
Fair enough.
I
stand corrected.
My point being is that Vitinha and Pedri are two of the best midfielders in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But then the question comes in: was Pedri better than Nuno Mendes? Was he better than Donnarumma? Better than Cole Palmer? Maybe. Better than Mbappe? That's a conversation. I think maybe he could have been moved up a couple of spots, but this rage to have him included in the top 5 or the top 3, I don't personally see it.
No, I don't. I don't know. You could say he's better than Mbappe. He was
last
better
year.
Than Mbappe. I mean, yeah, man. Mbappe's Mbappe.
Actually, it's a perfect explanation. He did score 40 some odd goals last year, so I mean, he's there. Right?
Yeah, Mbappe. I mean, he did his thing. Unfortunately, they didn't do enough. But no different than Barca. They did their thing too, but they didn't do enough. Pedri. Could be you definitely have an argument there. It's an argument that I think will never come to an end on that one.
Always, yeah.
But again, he's in the conversation. He definitely should be on the list. He's on the list. So now whether or not he should be 6th or 5th or 4th is to be always debated.
Agreed. Yeah.
Great year though. Great year.
I mean,
for
like,
Pedri.
listen, we're talking about players in the top 15 now. They're there for a reason. Right?
Yeah, but what's even more scarier, we're talking about players that are 20 years old, 22 years old.
Well, check out the list.
Give or take.
Check out the list here. We got Gilcrease. He's under 26. Desiree Doué, I think he's under 22. Harry Kane is an old guy, and he's the old guy amongst the youngsters. Kvaratskhelia, young. Pedri, very young. Nuno Mendes, under 23. So it's nice to see. It seems like we're changing an era where the young guys are coming right through. But speaking of Kylian Mbappe, Real Madrid were once again not present for the ceremony. The only person from their club who went was Scottish player Caroline Weir from the women's team, who was nominated for the Ballon d'Or. Bellingham, Vinicius, and Mbappe, all nominated for the Ballon d'Or, did not show. Courtois didn't show. He was nominated for the Yashin. Dean Huijsen and Linda Caicedo were nominated for the Copa Trophy. That's the Young Players Award. They didn't show. This comes after last year when they caught wind of Rodri's impending victory over Vinicius when they were 1-2. And what's an interesting little fact here, and I want to get your thoughts on it, is in the 49 games before the Ballon d'Or ceremony last year, Vinicius notched 31 goals, 14 assists. They won the Champions League, etc. Since then, his output has almost halved. And his starting spot is also in jeopardy. He's been benched twice this season, and he's only played a full 90 minutes once. Clearly, he's upset over this award. Clearly, Real Madrid are upset over this award. What are your thoughts on this?
I don't know. I don't know what to look into this. Hey, they had a game, I think, the next day. Or the day after, or the day before
Of this year, yeah.
of the Ballon d'Or.
Of the Ballon d'Or, yeah.
PSG had a game the same.
I can't believe
same
it.
day.
Le Classique was the
Right?
night of. It's
so
just stupid.
No, it got postponed to that day, right? So you gotta,
Yeah, true.
You gotta remember, like, the amount of games these guys played. They don't have weeks where they it's very rare now with Champions League in full swing that you're gonna find a week where you can move a game and put it here. So
That's true.
It's very hard to position. But I want to say Madrid had a game or something, and for the players to go, like, it's a distance away, right, to travel and then travel back with all the travel that's already happening within their season.
Yeah, that's a good point.
As a manager, you have to manage these things. You have to say, okay, well, listen, our next Champions League game might be away. Our leagues match might be away. So you consider all that travel, plus to go to Paris to be a part of this, where we're probably not gonna win.
Not gonna clean up, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you're winning the Ballon d'Or, okay, you go. Or you're in the top 3.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, that person will go. I mean, obviously the female Caroline that was nominated, right? Different situation.
She was up for it, so
she was up
went.
for it.
Yeah,
So
that's
I don't
understood.
know what their season was, but you got to take all these things into consideration. So
Yeah.
I won't look at it to say why they weren't there is because of some conspiracy that they're feeling away. But I will say this though. I will not allow Vinicius to use that as a crutch or use that as an excuse to why he's not putting up the numbers. If that's the case, let's go back to Mohamed Salah. That hasn't stopped him from performing.
Excellent point.
He's still performing, and the rest of these guys are going to be still performing. Life still goes on. You still got to play. You can't be like, oh, I didn't win the board, go in the corner and kick rocks and go in the, you know what I mean, and say it's my toy, and you can't. If I can't play, you can't.
I deserved it.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Now, did he deserve it? 100%. Well, guess what, Vinicius? All these players on here every year deserves it. Like it's just the way it goes sometimes, and maybe you get it, maybe you don't get it.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
But again, I go back to this. Of course, every player at that level, we all have big egos. And I understand that. You wouldn't be in that position if you don't have a big ego, if your drive isn't constantly being successful individually, where you're collectively, your team benefits from it. Right? So the drive for any player is to host a Ballon d'Or. For any player, for sure. You that's the highest honor for an individual honor for any player. Now, because you didn't get that, but the simple fact that you're in the conversation is in itself a huge honor. But I won't say his production rate went down because of that. I think a lot of things come into play. I think Mbappe comes into play.
Of course.
I think Bellingham comes into play.
Yeah.
I think adding in more players that can finish and you not being the sole
Well, take the ball from him,
person.
essentially, yeah.
But I will say this. Last game, what a finish outside the foot.
Oh,
Far post.
No, I
now,
don't-
if you
yeah.
can do that consistently,
you'll find yourself on that list
find
again.
yourselves on the list. And next year's conversation, you might be hoisting it up, right?
Yeah.
You get Brazil back to where they need to be, and Brazil wins a World Cup.
Yeah. Then, yeah. Well,
Hey.
listen, you make so many, every point was so valid. But I'm looking at this right now, and I think that we saw him not get the award he wanted to. He acted like a crybaby. The team acted like a crybaby, which is something they seem to be doing all the time now. Last week, we talked about them going after the La Liga Reffing Federation over calls. And now this is being brought back up. And what I see in front of me is tangible. He was second last year. He's not even top 15 this year.
Yeah.
So
can't happen.
So it
A
can't.
player
It
that quality
cannot happen.
Can't happen. A player that quality, the investment that Real Madrid is putting into
It
him,
cannot happen.
right? Because now, as a professional athlete, you're only as good as your last game, as they say.
Yep.
Right. So at the end of the season, ownership group says, okay, we're paying this guy this much. Yeah, he's on billboards, he's on this ad and that ad, but his production rate's going down. So what's more important? Is it the off the field or is it on the field? Right? Because if you look at the ads now, he's almost everywhere.
No, he's
everywhere.
He's the world name.
And something that has impacted, in my humble opinion, a player like Neymar tremendously was the focus started to shift to off the field. And I get it. I get it. It's hard to turn down millions and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars that these brands are throwing at you. But when that becomes the focus and there's even the slightest of shift away from the true love and the passion of the game, it's going to disrupt your performance on the field 100%. And I want to say, more than the Ballon d'Or, that has been the biggest disruption.
Undoubtedly. And I think also in your point you made earlier, I think it's quite, I'm not trying to make the situation funny. It's a horrible situation for him. Mm-hmm. He has Mbappe coming in at Real Madrid, who literally is not only taking the spotlight because he's
leading
Mbappe,
the league.
Because he brought in there and the president of the team was like, you're my guy. This is your team. Right off the bat, despite what Vinicius has done. And secondly, at the national level, now you got Rafinha. So he has won who he once was, the king of the castle in Brazil, in Real Madrid. It was his team. He was winning, scoring, flourishing. Mm-hmm. Now he's facing a little bit of adversity from his fellow world-class patrons. And for me, what I've seen is he's shriveled. Mm-hmm. And I know he's got more. He showed it. That finish was sublime. It was typical Vinny, classic Vinny. When we think about a young Brazilian Vinny, that is it. Mm-hmm. But what has he done since he's faced this adversity? He's gotten back into his shell. And I don't want to see that because, quite frankly, when he is playing at the top of his game, it's a joy to watch.
Yep.
I mean, it's fun. Mm-hmm. It's park football, and it's lovely to see.
Keep him out the spotlight. Find a way to keep him out the spotlight.
Yeah. We done with the Lamine Yamal conversation about him being snubbed. I mean, like, we both agree that Dembele should have gotten that job?
I don't think it's even a conversation.
Not even a conversation. All right, we transfer over to the one and only special one.
This is football heritage.
The one and only guy who is the European champion.
I think I'm a special one.
Jose Mourinho is returning to the touchline. He will be managing Benfica after being sacked by Fenerbahce. How much do you love seeing him back on the touchline?
It's always good to see him back. He's such a character. But most importantly, he's back to his first managerial position.
That's right. The very, the first.
So full circle,
yeah.
Back to his roots, back to his hometown, back to where it all started for him as a manager. And, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how he's going to turn this around. I think being back is sometimes a good thing. Sometimes it's good to come full circle. I think he's lost his way as a manager a little bit. Got into when he went to Real Madrid with Barca, got into more of like the antics, kind of like Vinicius, got worried about too much of the stuff off the field than on the field.
Yeah.
And I think that shifted his focus a bit, and it's since then kind of hurt his career, and especially working with players, where when you ask a lot of players from that era, he was a player's coach, and the players enjoyed playing for him, and he got the best out of the players. Whereas things started to change, and players weren't so happy playing under him. Yes, he still had a good reputation, one or two players, but he couldn't really find back himself. And hopefully we see that. And I think it'll be good to see that, because he's a guy that's gives so much to the game. He's a massive name in the managerial position, and I think it's good to see.
It's wonderful to see. I've been a Mourinho fan since I was wearing diapers, so I'm very happy for him. There are questions around it, as there always will be. I mean, like you said, he hasn't done particularly well over the last decade, and the Mourinho that we know was the man. It was him and Guardiola up at the top of the coaching pyramid, and he was the guy who could galvanize the team to play like a family. Like you said, he was a man manager, and to that Real Madrid point, he was hired to literally disrupt Pep Guardiola and Barca. Like that was the only goal. That's how good that Barcelona team was, and his goal was to.
Did it work?
It worked partially.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, like,
Very
but
partial.
they didn't win. They didn't win the Champions League. They only got one or two titles. So they did, and I guess in a way, he did sort of force Pep out because of all the antics and everything. But to summarize, the last 10 years for Jose Mourinho, his last league title was in 2015 with Chelsea. Since then, he went to United. He won the Europa League, Community Shield, and League Cup. Nothing with Tottenham. Won the Conference League with Roma. Won nothing with Fenerbahce. He only had 62 matches there. And now he returns to Benfica, really a tumultuous time. They're decent in the league. They're only third. They lost to this Azerbaijani club called Karabag in the UCL, which subsequently led to his sacking, or Bruno Lage's sacking. So, listen, I think he needs to really figure this out, and it needs to figure it out soon, because there are two Jose Mourinho's that we know. There's two sides to this man. There's the antics that he brings in the press, those classic vintage Mourinho quotes, like I'm the special one. There's that side to him. And then there's the side that is tactically revolutionary, tactically sound.
That's what I want
A
to
guy
see.
who wins games. I want to see this happen, because as of late, it's only been the guy who has really good quotes in the press.
Yeah.
The results have not been there. And I think what happens to these managers, and we saw it happen with Jurgen Klopp over a certain amount of time in the Premier League, they begin to become caricatures of themselves. And unfortunately, for as much as I love Jose, that's what it's become lately. Because if you don't have the results to follow, then who are you to me?
Yeah, and I think also people need to realize that Turkish leagues is a solid league.
It's
a
a
very
hard,
competitive league.
It's a hard league to win.
It's very hard. It's a hard league to win. The fans are super passionate. Actually, up there with some of the top leagues in the world.
I totally
them
agree.
fans are
I
next
mean,
level.
you want to run into a Galatasaray fan? I know I don't.
Fenerbahce, Galatasaray, derbies. But I think him going back to his first club where it all started for him as a manager, I think it will spark something where we will see that same
I hope so.
Jose Mourinho that you mentioned, tactical beast, probably a lot more humble.
Yeah.
Because he's home now, right? He's in his
home and
community,
he's
comfortable.
older. Yeah.
Right. Has traveled the world, managing some of the top clubs in the world, and I think coming back home, he could just kind of relax a little bit more, not really look over his shoulders as much.
Totally.
Even though Benfica is a massive club, as you said, they're sitting third in the league, and who knows? I think if you are Sporting and you are Porto, I think you're thinking, oh shoot, okay, this could change things for us.
Big time.
So. Jose, wish you all the best, man. I hope you get back your roots and get back to your original ways, your vintage Mourinho style, because I think I'm excited. And even if you're not a Jose fan, you have to respect what this guy's brought to the game of football.
Big time. And when I see this, I'm more looking. I just want him to be there for a couple of years and do his thing. I don't think he's done by any means, but it'd be nice. He's been, like you said, he's moved around too much in the last 10 years for a manager of his status, and I'd love to see him stay there for 2, maybe 3 years, get your reputation back, reinvent yourself, put your name back out there, because I was talking to my dad about this, and he has been following Mourinho more so than I have, and he always expresses that Mourinho has this innate love for England. Loves living in London. His daughter lives in London. He loves coaching there. You think about it, all of his, maybe not his highest moments, but a lot of his best moments were at Chelsea and London. And I think, could we see a 2-year stint, a 3-year stint at Benfica where he revolutionizes himself the way Pep Guardiola did in the last couple of years,
and then goes back
to England.
Wow!
Because don't
I
forget.
Don't know about
don't,
that, man.
Don't
I
forget.
think he's going there to kind of like.
You think so?
If it works, it works. If not,
I think so too.
I'm retiring home.
I think so too. But I have this thing in the back of my head. He was linked to Portugal.
National
this
team.
whole last year.
Yeah.
And this is during a time where Roberto Martinez
Well,
had
what
this
better
team
way
drilled.
what better way to do it? And even if
That's what I'm saying.
even if he comes on as an assistant,
Well, I'm just saying.
I mean, you look over and you see Jose as
You're-
your
you're
assistant.
comfortable.
You're all right.
You're comfortable. But my point being is that he's still being linked to these gigantic jobs.
Yeah.
There's no reason to say if he wants to keep coaching for the next 5-6 years, he won't be back in England at a bigger club or somewhere at a bigger club if he reinvents himself. And that is a big if.
Yeah, I mean, as a manager, there's no expiration date, right? It's not like a player.
No.
So, but it's how much can he manage? I mean, takes a toll on you mentally. It is exhausting. It is draining. It is taxing. It's for me, it's even more time commitment than a footballer, because you have to get there earlier. You're constantly tactically analyzing, breaking down. So like I said, I wish him all the best, and if that happens, that would be interesting.
I'd love to see it. I just want to see him back. But to your point, be more than a footballer. There's this new documentary on Netflix. It's America's Team, the Gambler and his Cowboys, but like Jerry Jones, the Dallas Cowboys NFL team. Mm-hmm. And the coach at the time, Jimmy Johnson, to your point, he was so focused on winning, he divorced his wife of 26 years, left the kids with her, moved to Dallas in like a studio, and just grind it out until they won a Super Bowl.
Wow.
Crazy.
That's
a different level.
That's
I'm not too sure
That's
if I agree
commitment.
with that, but like
he won at the end of the day.
he won.
It was his thing.
It was his thing.
Right? It doesn't have
And
to
he
be
did
anybody else. That's what he had in his goal. That's what he had in his heart, and he went after it and he did it.
Yeah.
But you got to respect people like that.
I respect him for doing that. That level of drive is asinine to me,
Yeah.
but-
I mean, it's one thing if he goes there and doesn't do it, but he did it.
Yeah, he did. Moving on, Inter Miami are coming to the lovely and currently rainy city of Toronto. Fifth place Miami will take on Toronto FC, who are 12th place this weekend, and they're looking to really secure and shore up that top 5, try to get into that top 4 of the playoffs. It's going to be lovely. Tickets are scarce and expensive. I've looked, tried. Are you going to be going to that game?
100%.
Hell yeah, where are you going to be sitting?
I haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah, well, you're going, so that's all that matters.
But I'm going to be sitting somewhere where I have a good view of the magician.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you said before we started recording, he's on fire right now.
Oh, man.
And I think we're set up for a show here.
Definitely,
You know what I mean?
definitely. Toronto will not be disappointed. DePaul, Messi, man, Busquets, Suarez is back, scores a penalty shot.
Yeah.
Right? And, I think it's, again, anytime you have Miami grace your city, I think it's a spectacle.
Yeah.
They move people, they move passion, they sell tickets.
Do they ever?
Yeah, they sell tickets.
Do they ever?
They bring the buzz, they bring the excitement, and I think if anything for TFC, we need that right now. We need a buzz, we need excitement, and let's go TFC. Let's go out there and let's get a W. I think that'd be good. Let's disrupt my Inter right now that is flying right now.
Do you think that can happen?
Of course, anything is possible.
Given Messi's form.
We seen what happened when they put Messi on last time they played here. Instantly, actually it was Suarez, right? Or Messi came on. No, instantly.
I think it was Messi.
Changed the game.
Yes.
Right? Instantly changed the game. That both of them came on. Instantly changed the game. They have that impact. But you know what? I always say, man, if we come with the right frame of mind, everybody gets up for Inter, there's still a lot for us to play for.
Totally.
Our season in terms of the playoffs is hopes and dreams are shattered, but we still have a lot to play for. You still have to show up and you still have to represent your team, your badge in your city. And I want to see these guys come out there and play the rest of the season like every game's the last.
All right, so I'm going to put a little scenario in your head. You are the manager of Toronto FC. And you have Miami coming into town. You have Messi coming in on the form that he's currently on, which is crazy. What is your tactic against Lionel Messi? Are you putting somebody on him to shadow him the entire game? Are you kind of leaving a couple guys to mark the zone against him? How are you dealing with him?
Well, it's hard to deal with a Messi, man, because he's very intelligent. He's very clever. He's tactical genius. I mean, if you put a guy on him, he'll just pull you out of pockets.
He'll shed. Yeah,
He'll pull you out of pockets. He'll create space for other players. He will frustrate you as someone that's marking him. You blink and he's gone somewhere else. But it's a tactic where people have tried and it hasn't succeeded.
No.
You know, I think you have to go out there and just play. You have to go out there and play free. You know, on paper, you're supposed to lose, right?
Yep.
That's what everyone's saying. I mean, Inter Miami's flying right now, so you're supposed to lose.
So they play light, I
against
guess,
a team that's, you know, not making the playoffs. So just go out there and play. Go out there, give your best effort. Play like you're still fighting for a playoff spot. Play because it's home. Play for your fans. Play for your personal pride, and go out there and show world-class players what you can do and what you're made of.
Yeah, totally. Well, it's going to be exciting, and to have a guy like you said earlier, a superstar of that ilk in this town, especially ahead of the World Cup. Come on, what's
Man,
better than
I
that?
got a story. So I was arriving to the stadium last year.
Yeah.
Right, come in by Hotel X, and so happened Inter Miami's bus is pulling out down the street, and all of a sudden I see a bunch of fans running down the lakeshore, like on the actually on the street,
on the road.
And I see this lady turn the corner, and I swear she is like Usain Bolting it right now.
Yeah.
Right, and poor lady tripped and boom, face first, and I'm just like, wow.
Sometimes maybe good,
Like
sometimes
this is
maybe
the
shit.
power that these guys have. That so I'm not talking about a young woman. A young girl. I'm talking about like someone. She's got to be like in her upper 30s.
Was she okay?
40s. I didn't stick around to find out. There was enough people and police there. I had to get to the game. Like, I mean, there's enough people there that I trust that she's in good hands with police. Even the police, like, what are you guys doing? Like, cars are, you know, obviously they have an escort, but
Yeah.
it was. So if you're gonna run behind the Miami bus, please be careful. The Lakeshore Road is uneasy. I could tell you, I've been there. Many caravanas. It's not paved. Just go easy.
Oh my God.
You can't catch a bus.
Yeah. Last topic of the day before we get to Offside and On Point. It's the Madrid Derby this weekend. Real Madrid travel across down to Atletico Madrid in the Wando Metropolitano, or the Riyadh Air Metropolitano, to take on Atletico. Los Blancos are undefeated, winning 5 of 5 matches, top of the league, whereas it could not be worse for Los Rojiblancos. They are 14th in the table. They just got 6 points from 5 matches. I guess we can make that 9 points from 6 matches they won last night, and struggling to do anything of meaning at the current moment. The squad is good. They were unlucky at times with Julian Alvarez missing a penalty in the match before yesterday, but the Argentine superstar, I might add, scored a hat-trick last night and won them their game 3-2 against Real Vallecano. I'm looking at this team, and I see a team that is stuck in the mud. I see a team that is stagnant. I see a team that doesn't know how to properly utilize their offensively talented players, because they have a lot of them. Remember, Griezmann's there, Sorlas there, Simeone's son is there, Raspadori's there, Alvarez is there. And I see this team with this talent and this brilliant manager in Simeone struggling to score goals. So my question for you, DeRo, Diego Simeone, is it time to start asking the question? 13 years he's been there.
Yeah.
2 finals of the UCL. He's won 2 La Ligas. He's taken this club
From Europa.
to the heights, to where they're able to compete with 2 of the best and biggest teams in the world. So truly, the job he's done has been brilliant. I mean, just to win 2 La Liga titles in that stretch is a feat that not many other people could have.
Yeah.
But we're getting to the point now, man. We're getting to the point where they bring players in, the young talent, and he doesn't really know I don't know if it's him or their staff. He doesn't know how to handle these guys. He doesn't know how to properly develop them and turn them into somebody who could take the shoes of Griezmann, who could give Julian Alvarez some backup. Is Simeone the issue?
I don't know if Simeone is the issue. I think I love his approach to the game. High press, high energy, nonstop, relentless, fighting for the ball, every player engaged. Somewhere along the line, I think that's missing a bit. Very disappointing Club World Cup showing Didn't even make it out their
Yeah,
group.
the group, yeah.
You know, with a team at that caliber, and of course, you know, having a player of DePaul's caliber leave puts a big dent in your heart and soul of your team, right? Because he was the heart and soul of Madrid. So having to replace him, Griezmann, does he have the potential? But we're talking about guys who are getting older now, right? And the young guys coming in, are they understanding that responsibility, that commitment, that sacrifice, that dedication that he wants from them? Maybe it's a bit of both. Maybe it's the player is not really buying into that.
Yeah.
And maybe Simeone is having a hard time getting his players to buy in because his style is an old school style and it's an old school mentality. You work and you die for this badge.
Yeah.
Right? These young kids, a lot of these young guys, they don't know about that. They
don't know anything about that.
Right? Well, I won't say they
Nothing.
don't know anything. I'll give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt.
I
but,
will not.
But
I will not do that because you think most young, like you think Phil Foden knows how the hell Simeone
you gotta
plays?
put the look.
Which one do you want?
Is it the look? Or is it?
Of course, we're gonna have a look, but he doesn't know anything. Phil Foden doesn't. These guys don't know anything about Simeone's style.
Yeah.
Like they
It's
come into this guy.
relentless
This is a
work.
guy who hasn't changed his style in 13 years.
Doesn't care who you play against, home and away. You're in their face. You're constantly threatening their back line.
He doesn't care. He almost
Yeah.
fought a Liverpool fan when they
Yeah.
lost during the week last week. And this is a guy, again, I will emphasize this point. He hasn't changed his style in 13 years.
Right.
We're talking about an era that was far more physical without VAR. Okay, so
Yeah, that's hurt them.
something needs to give here.
Yeah.
Something needs to. He needs to figure out. He's smart enough. He's an amazing manager, DeRo. But something has to tell. Something inside of him has to force himself to revolutionize his game. I have to adapt. If you're not adapting, you're not living.
Yeah.
We've seen far too many managers not change their style and bite the bullet because of it and not get hired. He's the only guy that has stayed in his position.
Yeah. I mean, they're sitting in third. I mean, they are struggling. I think they're 2-2 right now and in leagues play.
Yeah, that's the
But I did see a different team in the Club World Cup that really surprised
God,
me.
yeah.
That really surprised me.
Totally.
And I think from that, I think DePaul kind of saw the writing on the wall. He's like, okay, let me leave now while I can, and let me get out now. But I think he has a big, or actually I should say steep mountain to climb. I don't think the new regime of players are completely bought in. And to your point, I don't think he cares.
Simeone?
I don't think he cares. It's
He
like
doesn't give a
it's
damn.
my way or the highway,
Yeah.
right?
Why would he change?
Right. So, but you need the personnel that understands and could adapt to that style. Whether or not the young guys they're bringing in understand that, or the personnel they've brought in can adapt. It's a tall ask. Again, it's an old school system. It's an old school mentality that I don't think a lot of the new school can openly adjust to. So it remains to be seen. Early doors in the season, 2-2. Derby coming up against a flying Madrid team.
Yeah.
Good luck.
That's where I see the problem as well.
Good luck.
So there's two things here. You can't have that start to a season in that league and expect to win, because the other two teams are 100% going to be better.
Yeah, I think. Listen, I think they've had a few seasons where they're on top, but it's very rare.
Totally.
But I can't see, like, third place. I think is realistic for them.
Third place is what they aim for year in and year out. And the
right.
question is, will they ever take the leap A? And can Simeone, if they decide they want to do that, can he be the one to bring them there? Last point on this topic. What's your prediction for this game? Real Madrid or Atletico?
Oh, I got to go with Madrid. They're flying. They're flying
Which
on all
one?
cylinders. Real, good. No, I got to go with Real.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
with all due respect, I think they're flying right now. Vinicius scoring a world-class goal. His confidence is going to be high. Mbappe is doing what Mbappe does.
Yep.
What's there to say about, and that's something we spoke about on our first episode, is Real Madrid. If they get things going,
I don't want
it's going to be frightening. And they're clicking.
Oh, they are.
And they're clicking.
I mean, they're undefeated, and Jabi Alonso, like
I told you, man.
I
told you.
You did. If there's one thing you can do is when Real Madrid are flying, you can pick them to win. It's a banker's pick.
This was the one that couldn't fail. This was
moving on to Offside or On Point with the legendary Dwayne Rosario. We have 3 takes this week. Some of them about things we already went across, but we can reignite it. The first one, our special man, Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho has tarnished his legacy at Porto by signing with Benfica.
Offside. Completely offside. Nothing tarnishes what you do at a club.
Thank you.
And as I pointed out earlier, he started at Benfica, not Porto. He started his first managerial position at Benfica. Let's not forget. So definitely offside.
Doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
Like what? Joining a club is taking away the accolades you won with Porto? Give me a break. That's a horrible take. Second one. I see many people defending Lamine Yamal's criticisms by saying he's only 18 years old. You're talking down to a kid. With this level of play, platform, and superstardom, whether he likes it or not, this is the burden of what he has become. Onside or on point. Offside or on point.
Wow, I'm gonna have to process that one. That was a lot. That was a mouthful.
It was a mouthful indeed.
So what are we saying here?
I believe
he's overrated, or
no. I think, people have been criticizing Lamine Yamal. I think especially lately in the Ballon d'Or conversation, and what this gentleman is trying to get at is that he sees people saying, well, don't be so hard on him. He's only 18. Don't be so hard on him. He was only 17. Like, let the kid grow, let the kid flourish. But this guy's point is that with already at his level of play, with the huge platform he has, and the fact that he's a global superstar, whether he likes it or not, he's susceptible to that kind of talk because of the.
Oh yeah, fair.
It's the burden of
That's
what he has become.
That's onside. Yeah, for sure. That's onside, because you have to accept that, right? And I think he has accepted that. He's accepted the responsibility when Spain lost to Portugal in the Euros. No one's looking at you saying, oh, you're this age or that age. He's a global superstar now, and that just comes with the territory. And he just has to grow and learn how to manage his emotions through this whole process.
Beautiful. That's 2, by the way, onside. So we're on a pretty good roll this week already. And our last one. This one I actually found interesting because I really agree with it. More clubs need to be like Liverpool. Community action, getting fans involved for pre-match walkouts, making their team a part of the community. I see far too many big clubs not only have this connection with their fans. Teams that if they did this, they would have the same response from the community as a team like Liverpool.
100% agree.
Yeah, I don't think that's offside.
Onside, no, that's a fair point. I think sometimes a lot of the bigger clubs forget about
I wouldn't
fans.
say it's neglecting, but I think it's forgetting.
Forgetting a little bit about the fans. But you got to also understand, I mean, people are coming with them left, right, and center at every angle trying to get something engaged with the team and stuff like that. So they have a lot more to manage than other clubs. But if Liverpool, a giant of a club, can find ways to do it and still engage with the community, it's great too. Listen, as a player, I loved engaging with the community. I mean, even though sometimes I'd be tired and stuff like that, but I loved engaging with the community because you have to understand, without them, there's no excitement. There's no theater. There's nothing to play for. You got your own drive, your own passion, but it's when you go on the field and you're warming up and you hear the ultras and the fans coming into the stadium and the drums are beating, then your blood really starts pumping. Then you feel that passion and it feeds you. I remember us talking the other day about the power of that 12th man and having that fan support. And, when you have your fans cheering you and, it's infectious. You rise to the occasion and you go above and beyond and you will your team to score. So the engagement and the constant dialogue between your fan base, your supporters, and your community are very important. And I think this is definitely onside.
Don't need to say anything else to that. That was beautiful. Perfect. All right, 3 onsides. We are good to go. DeRo, That's it for today.
That's it.
That's it. We ran the gauntlet again. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. We'll be back next Friday, as we always are. It's DeRo and the Diehard signing off. DeRo?
Have a good day, guys. All things football, DeRo and the Diehard. Stay tuned for episode 4.